Hello everyone, it's Dale here, and in today's video I'd like to show you how to do swing trading with the volume profile, and I'll demonstrate the swing trading on swing trades that we took with members of my trading course in the previous month. So let's get to it. Let's start with Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. Before you can see a daily chart. As you can see, there was a pretty strong selling activity, pretty strong downtrend. In such case, I'm looking for significant volume areas within the downtrend. This was the strongest one. In this sideways price action, very heavy volumes got accumulated. What I also liked about this level was this rejection of higher prices, which indicates that strong sellers were aggressively defending their positions, rejecting the higher prices, and afterwards you can see that they pushed the price even lower. So this is definitely a sign of strong sellers accumulating their positions in this area. What I also like about this level, was that it was very strong support. You can see that the price went to that level and turned exactly at the level. So this was a very strong support zone, and when the price went past the support zone in this area, this support zone became a resistance zone. Not only we have volume setup in this area, we also have support becoming resistance setup in this area. So this was the reason for the short trade I had there. My stop loss was right there at the top of this candle of this rejection. This was the profit target. The price went a little bit past the level and then went almost to the profit target. But there was very significant news concerning the Canadian dollar. It was rate statement, and I don't usually quit trades when there is macroeconomic news, but when there is extremely strong macroeconomic news like rate statement or rate decision, it's best to quit the trade because crazy things can happen during those releases. So I quit my trade basically at break even. Then there was this very volatile candle, and it almost made it to the profit target. It just missed it by 5 pips. So I didn't enter the trade again because it almost went to the profit target. So this trade ended at the break even for me, but still I think that the setup was very nice. Also the reaction, it's a shame that there was the macroeconomic news. Let's go into the Australian dollar, US dollar. There was a long trade that I had from this area. This was the long trade. It was a profitable trade, which was based on those massive volumes that basically started this extremely aggressive and strong buying activity. I was waiting for this trade exactly 1 year, but you can see that the markets have very good memory of such strong levels. My stop loss was below this low. This was the stop loss area, and I took my profit right there. Very nice reaction to a very strong volume zone. This was basically volume accumulation setup. If you watched the webinar I made 1 month ago, you may remember the volume accumulation setup. So this is exactly it. Rotation. Then there was very nice rejection of lower prices, which also confirms strong and aggressive buyers rejecting the lower prices. And afterwards, those strong buyers push the price upwards. So this is a nice case of volume accumulation setup. I just went long from the place where the volumes were the heaviest. Let's have a look at the euro dollar. There were 2 trades on the euro. The first one was a long from this area. It was a winning trade. There was a very nice reaction to the volume cluster, which was created within the strong buying activity. I call it the trend setup. When there is a trend like this, I look for volume clusters, a little bit of sideways price action, which was right there. And even though this volume cluster may not look that significant, you can see that the reaction was a pretty nice one. And also, this trade was against very strong and aggressive selling activity. So this was a pretty aggressive trade, but it ended up in a profit. I also had a second long on the euro. This long level was based on those volumes accumulated mostly in this area. Let me move the profile a bit back. I hope you can see it. The heaviest volumes in this area were right there. So this was the long level. Unfortunately, the price went past it without any reaction. The sellers on the euro are pretty strong and aggressive right now. So there was one winning trade and the second level was a losing trade. One winner, one loser on the euro. Let's go into the British pound US dollar. I don't usually trade the pound because I find it pretty volatile and sometimes hard to predict, but there was a level I really liked, so I took it. The level was based on volume accumulation setup. You can see the setup right there. Massive volumes accumulated right before the start of this strong buying activity. What I also liked about this level was that it was a strong resistance zone. You can see that the price was reacting pretty nicely to this area, and when the price went past it, it became strong support zone. So there were two confirmations of this level. I went long from there, but unfortunately when I was in the middle of the trade, there was Bank of England rate statement, and as I said before, I quit my position before rate statements and the strongest news concerning central banks. So I quit my position somewhere in this area, so it was 1/2 of a profit of a winning trade. Afterwards, as you can see, the price went downwards, so I think this was a pretty good place to quit the trade because it wouldn't make it to the profit target. But this reaction, as you can see right there, which went into the stop loss, was caused by the reaction to the rate decision news. So this was really the best place to quit the trade. Let's go into the Swiss franc Japanese yen. There was a long level and I was waiting for the price to come back to this level for over a year. It was around 14 months. There was very strong rejection of lower prices, very aggressive rejection of lower prices, and the heaviest volumes within the rejection right there. Pretty massive volumes accumulated within this rejection. So this is the rejection setup from the webinar. I went long from the place where the volumes were the heaviest, basically. Very nice reaction, very spot on reaction. Even though the level was 14 months old, the market reacted to the level very nicely. So there was another winner on the Swiss franc Japanese yen. Let's have a look at the New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar. There was a very nice case of volume accumulation setup in this area. Massive volumes accumulated right before the start of strong buying activity. So I wanted to go long from there, but there was a rate statement concerning the New Zealand dollar, so I didn't even enter the trade. Those two red aggressive candles were caused by the rate statement. So as you can see, strong macroeconomic news caused by the banks can cause pretty strong volatility and can just shoot past your level without the reaction. So it's definitely best to avoid trades like this. So as I said, I didn't enter the trade because it basically hit the place where I had the stop loss during the news. So there was no point in entering the trade again. Let's have a look at the last trade, which was on US dollar Japanese yen. As you can see, there was pretty strong downtrend, and when there's a trend like this, I'm looking for significant volume clusters within the trend. This was pretty nice and significant volume cluster right there. This is called the trend setup from the webinar. Strong sellers were clearly adding to their selling positions in this area to push the price even lower from there. So the idea behind this setup is to wait until the price comes back to this area, and it's highly probable that those strong sellers will be defending their positions and they'll push the price aggressively lower again from this area. So this was the volume setup the short trade was based on. Also, this level was strong support zone. When the price went past it, it became strong resistance zone. So there is also confirmation of another setup that I like to trade. And as you can see, the price went initially past the level, but then it turned into very strong and aggressive sell-off, and it went into my profit target. So there was another winner on the Japanese yen. So for the last month we had 4 full winners. We had a half winner on the British pound. There was one losing trade, one trade that ended up at break even, and one trade that we had to discard because of the rate statement. Alright guys, so that's for the swing trades in the previous month. I hope you liked the video. I hope that you learned something new. I hope that you can see that trading with a volume profile is very effective for swing trades. If you haven't tried it yet, I think you should, because volume profile is such a powerful tool, not only for intraday trading but also for swing trading. So anyways, I'll be looking forward to seeing you in some next video, and until then, happy trading.